Back at Spillane Field for the third time this season as the 1-3 Wareham Gatemen get ready to host the 4-0 Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. Joe Henry alongside Adam Hipsky on the Gatemen Baseball Network pregame show for Game 5 of the 2026 season. And Adam, it comes after the first league-wide off day of the year, a chance for these guys after a full spring season and a first week of summer ball to hit the reset button.
Well, yeah, and you talk about some of these guys. You mentioned it, spring seasons. Levi Clark just reported to Wareham yesterday after finishing his spring with Tennessee, arrived to the Cape at 8:30 in the morning and then got put in the lineup against Brewster a couple of days ago. So yes, the rest day comes at a much needed time, a chance for the Gatemen to flush the opening 4 games because Wareham has struggled for the large part, only win coming against the lone winless team in the Cape League against Chatham. So a chance for the Gatemen to enjoy the day off and start to mesh, because there have been some times where it feels like it's a defense that doesn't know each other's tendencies, but a chance to start to kind of bond with your teammates, and I think the day off came at a much needed time.
At least statistically through a week of play, a game that profiles to be a bit of a pitcher's duel. Yarmouth-Dennis, the lone undefeated team left in the Cape League, but they haven't been producing a lot of runs. 2 bottom 3 offenses so far, also 2 top 3 pitching staffs.
Well, absolutely, and I think the pitching staff, and talk about this bullpen for Wareham, has been phenomenal so far to start 2026. They've gotten much needed outings for their starters that haven't gone very deep into games, and YD trots out Easton Teal today, the All-Summit League first teamer out of Oral Roberts. It's a guy that there's a reason why this Red Sox pitching staff and this Red Sox team is 4-0, and it's because you can trot that guy out as your 5th starter in this Cape League season. So a chance for both pitchers to duel it out, and you're expecting a game today where probably runs come at a little bit of a premium. Offenses have to produce, and the Gateman knows, Ryan Smythe knows, everyone knows that the offense needs to produce at a little bit higher rate if Wareham wants to turn some of these losses into wins going forward.
Yeah, one of the buzzwords from manager Ryan Smythe so far this season has been run manufacturing. We'll see if Wareham can do that today. The lone guy who's been doing that, Foster Apple, 3 hits on the board against Brewster a couple days ago. Our sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel caught up with him before the game.
Thanks, guys. CeCe Gabriel here with Foster Apple of the Wareham Gatemen. Foster, appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Well, I was just talking to Casey DeMello just the other day concerning your loss, and he said that being able to just not hit the panic button is so important. He mentioned you as one of those players to accomplish that. What allows you to stay so composed during a game?
Yeah, just knowing that there's always tomorrow. I mean, this is a game of failures, so if you let the little losses or little failures get to you, it's going to be hard to bounce back in the long run.
And as a player that's in year 2 with the Gatemen, what do you see from this squad that's different from last year?
Just a lot of guys looking to get better every day and work hard for the future.
Who's someone that you're close with on the team?
I'd say Chris Ramirez.
What do you see about his game that you really admire?
Just how he shows up every day and does what he needs to do. He takes care of the little things and he just plays the game the right way.
Coming to the Cape, what's something that you want to accomplish this season?
Just get better. I think that's everybody's goal out here.
What's something specific in terms of your mechanics and your execution that you want to focus on?
I'd say honestly, it's probably just the mental side of the game. I think everyone's physical is pretty much there. It's just how can you mentally be better than the next guy.
And what has that looked like for you so far?
Just, again, back on those losses, not letting those get you too down, and always, the wins, not letting you get too high. Just staying right in between.
Well, YD today, what sets you apart from the Red Sox that you can use to your advantage?
Just happy to be out here. Blessed to play baseball, so I think that's always gives you a little edge when you are happy to be out here.
Foster, thank you so much for your time. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, CeCe. Wareham just 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position 2 games ago, and a big story for this season has been leaving runners on base, but also trying to get deeper starts from the starting pitching staff. And a guy in Peyton Lee, who made a relief appearance in the opener, now gets a chance to toe the rubber to begin the game today.
Yeah, and he's very different than a lot of this Wareham pitching staff with the starters in particular. Peyton Lee didn't get a ton of usage with Arkansas in the spring, so Ryan Smythe probably can be a little bit more aggressive in trying to extend him into games. You've got the entire bullpen at your full disposal after the off day yesterday, you'd have to imagine. So a chance for Peyton Lee to give the bullpen some more time off and try and get deeper into this start. It's a guy that, like we just said, didn't go deep into a ton of games at Arkansas, just one inning in his lone appearance so far this spring. So it's interesting. You don't really know what you have with Ryan Smythe, but for Peyton Lee today, it's a chance against a decent but not great so far Whitey offense.
A chance for Peyton Lee to show a little bit of what he's made of, and a chance for Wareham to knock off the Cape League's best team thus far early in the year. First pitch at 6 p.m. on YouTube and Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street-legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
undefeated YD Red Sox are at Spillane Field to take on the 1-3 Wareham Gatemen on a cloudy 73-degree night here in Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky here in the booth as the Gatemen are back in action after a day off yesterday. Should be a fun one against the West Division and the East Division. The best team in the East Division, that is, in the YD Red Sox. Adam, looking forward to a great game.
Absolutely. Gatemen get the day off yesterday, a chance to really test what they're made of against a very talented YD team that has shown its prowess in the early going in 2026.
Certainly, and in that last game for Wareham, it was a 5-3 loss to Brewster. Came up short in that one, but one guy that did stand out in that game and was a big presence was Foster Apple. He's at the top of the order tonight.
Foster Apple, he's played in 4 games and he's reached base in all 4 of them. Has been hit by 3 pitches, but his last time out against Brewster a couple of nights ago, that's where this guy has really emerged onto the scene. 3 for 5, 2 RBIs, knocked a double, showing some extra base, that blend of speed and power. Foster Apple's got it. He's played very well for the Gatemen, giving Ryan Smythe a chance to put him at the top of the order, especially with the absence of Chris Ramirez today.
Chris Ramirez hit in that last game against Brewster and had to leave that one early. On the other side of things, it's the third baseman, Brody Johnson, the man to watch for the Red Sox.
Yeah, 6'2", junior from Vanderbilt, a guy that has been on the top of the scouting report for every opposing team and the top of the list for MLB scouts. He can hit for power, he can hit for contact, a .333 average with the Commodores, with 15 home runs, 47 RBIs. Dan, he had 5 home runs over the first 4 games of his collegiate season, already with 1 big fly on the Cape, and it's a guy that it won't be easy for Wareham to retire. It's just how well you work around the order besides him.
Lots of power in that bat. This is a YD Red Sox squad that has been carried so far by their pitching, a league best 2 ERA coming into this game, and Wareham is going to have to go up against that here at home if they want their second win of the season. First pitch coming your way next here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Just getting ready to go here at Spillane Field between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. You see the man on the bump. That's Peyton Lee. He is the starter tonight for the Gatemen. Has pitched once this season, and Wareham looking for a strong start out of the righty.
Yeah, 4-pitch mix, slider that he goes to more than any other pitch, 40% off the right hand of Peyton Lee. Does he toss that breaking ball? Fastball, nearly 40%, sits at about 38. Sinker and a changeup, as well as his 2 secondary pitches. Sophomore out of Arkansas has made 1 appearance, pitched in the season opener against Katuitt, picked up the loss, so he's 0-1 so far this summer. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks.
And he goes against a YD Red Sox squad, a lineup that has gotten it done so far. There's a reason that they are 4-0 this season. Jake Souders, the right fielder, starts things off. Then it's Ethan Ball, Brody Johnson, who we highlighted in the pregame show down there at the third base position. Then it's Kevin Takeuchi out there in left. Tommy Gooden, Caleb Daniel, Brady Dallimore, the catcher, Brock Kettleson in center field, and Phoenix Call, the shortstop, rounds things out. It will start with Souders. Lee is ready on the bump. He toes the slab and fires the first pitch here tonight that runs in and clips Jake Souders. So an interesting start to the game. 1 pitch, 1 hit by pitch, and there's a runner on for YD early on.
Yeah, we just said it, Dan. A guy that threw 2 walks in his lone inning of work against Katuitt. Didn't struggle a ton in his spring season. Only had 6 walks in 15 2/3 innings, but didn't have great command to open things up tonight.
Certainly not. YD coming off a win against Chatham, who is still the only 0-4 team in the league, the only winless team, that is, and YD looking to get to 5 wins here tonight. Ethan Ball, the second baseman, in the box, takes a first pitch ball. And so far this season, Wareham 1-1 here at home, and that lone win did come against the Anglers before that loss against Brewster. 1 ball, no strike count with an early runner over on first, that being Souders, who was hit by the first pitch of this ball game. Ball at the plate out of Virginia Tech, where he batted .310 this past season. Made it to the All-ACC freshman team, a talented campaign where he batted with an over 1,000 OPS. He clips the outside part of the plate. First strike, won his first strike of his outing.
And just settle down. Plenty of baseball left. You can still work around a leadoff hit by pitch. You definitely don't want to put 2 runners on with nobody out.
Lee 1 for 3 against Chatham in YD's last game. Brought a runner home. Shoots a pitch over into left field here. Apple giving. CeCe makes the play near the fair foul line. And there's 1 down here in the top of the first.
Nice job. Trust your stuff if you're Peyton Lee. Pound the zone. Ethan Ball puts it in play. A dangerous bat from Virginia Tech, but Foster Apple, you highlighted him earlier for his offensive abilities, but right there makes a nice play on the run. Very windy day here at Spillane Field. Lost his hat in the process.
He's doing a nice job, though. All around, starting to find his footing. The 3-hole hitter, Brody Johnston, who we've talked about at length at the plate now. Another check over on first base on Souders, who was over there after getting hit by the first pitch of the game. Johnston has been a mainstay in this YD lineup, has played in all 4 games this season, back at the 3-hole for back-to-back games and back-to-back pickoffs for Peyton Lee over at first that are unsuccessful. Lee only has pitched 1 inning so far this season and let up a run in that lone inning, and that has been a problem for Wareham this entire season. They have not scored first in any game so far this year and have been clawing back. Had to come back against Chatham after they put on a run in the first inning and fell behind against Brewster and could never climb the mountain. Tied things up 3-3 in the 7th inning, but the bullpen got shaky down the stretch for the loss.
And it just kind of depends on the game. It's been a combination of things that have gone wrong for Wareham through this slow start. But when you get good starting pitching, which has been more of a rarity, Garrett Lambert was great in opening day against Katuitt, but since then it seems like they haven't gotten great extension out of those starters, and sometimes the bullpen picks them up, sometimes they really don't.
Lee doing a nice job, works himself into a 1 ball, 2 strike count with Souders over at first base. Johnston 0 for 3 against Chatham in YD's last game. Going over to second is Souders. The pitch is a ball, and Clark had trouble on the transfer. So it's a stolen base for Souders, and now a runner into scoring position early on for YD.
Yeah, the Red Sox testing Levi Clark, making his first start at the catcher position this season for Wareham. Drew Rogers has been great, and he's eliminated a ton of base-stealing threats, but Red Sox testing to see what they can get away with Clark behind the plate.
2-2. This is outside, and the count goes full. Not a guy you want to be in a full count to. Johnston, the junior from Vandy, where he batted .333. Another guy in this lineup with an over 1,000 OPS. Very skilled at hitting the baseball. Lee trying to work around him. The payoff, foul back to the screen. We'll do it again at 3-2.
Not an easy out whatsoever. Johnston, dominant in the SEC against SEC caliber pitching, facing Peyton Lee out of Arkansas right now, so a couple of SEC guys going at it. Johnston with a ton more experience than the one on the mound, though.
The 3-2 once again. Cut on and missed. First strike 3. A big K for Peyton Lee.
2 down here in the top of the first.
And maybe the inexperience was what gave Lee a little bit of confidence there. Johnston, a guy that's proved it in the SEC, and Lee trying to prove himself this summer on the Cape, and great start for the right-handed starter, making his debut start for the Gatemen.
The struggles continue for Johnston. 4 trips to the plate now in a row and 4 strikeouts for him. The cleanup man, Kevin Takeuchi, at the plate. Takes the first pitch upstairs. It's Takeuchi's first game with YD. His debut comes from USC out there in Southern California. 66 games played with a .314 batting average. Really found his footing with the Trojans. I'm looking to make the same impact with the Red Sox. Fouls the 1-0 off to the right side.
Yeah, you get a Red Sox team that's 4-0 and has been very good to start the season, and then you get to add Kevin Takeuchi into the lineup, who, like you just said, the numbers speak for themselves, Dan. Starts 60-plus games for a USC team that made it to the Super Regionals. Slot him right there in the middle of the order.
1-1. Runs in, misses for ball 2, and he wasn't just a prominent part of that lineup. He led USC in RBIs, doubles, and walks while still having over 60 RBIs. Really did it all for the Trojans in 2026. 2-1 pitch. Catches the inside part of the plate. And now Peyton Lee just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
Yeah, the first pitch being the worst. Since then, worked pretty efficiently. Tough out with Brody Johnston. Got him to go down swinging. Trying to finish it off here.
The 2-2 pitch. Misses outside. Back-to-back full counts for Peyton Lee.
We've talked about this Gatemen team not getting a ton of depth with its pitching staff, not getting deep into games, but Lee, I think really if you just keep the damage limited, that's what matters most.
The payoff pitch is fouled back to the screen. Last game was the first time that the Gatemen did not let up a run in the first inning. However, they proceeded to let up 2 to Brewster in the bottom of the second. And then from there on out, it was a struggle to find runs for the Gatemen. Payoff once again. This is outside. Now runners at first and second with 2 down in this top half of the first. And 2 runners have reached now on the free pass from Peyton Lee.
Yeah, and he notes the cleanup guy making his Cape debut in Takeuchi, first base open. If you're Peyton Lee, you're certainly wanting to get deeper into this game, making your first start, trying to show that you can be a starter for Arkansas next year, but so far already 18 pitches.
Lefty Tommy Gooden checks his swing on the first pitch. He does not go around, so it's ball 1. Kurt Duggar, the third base umpire, saying no. Gooden, the first baseman, another Vandy product. Second one in this lineup for YD, looking to make an impact here early on. 1-0. This is downstairs. That YD dugout very vocal behind Gooden after about every single pitch, whether it's a strike or a ball, putting some pressure here on Peyton Lee. It's a 2-0 count. He comes set, now fires. Misses in the righty batter's box. Lee really struggling with his control here to start things off. He's thrown 20 pitches.
Yeah, today, this at-bat specifically can't lose control because a bases loaded first inning situation. On the bright side for the Gatemen, they have a lot of arms at their disposal after the off day yesterday, but still want Lee to show as much, try and get deeper and deeper into games, and starts today with his first start.
Locates the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 runners on with 2 down here in the top of the first. Lee looking to work around some trouble. The pitch misses outside. It's back-to-back base on balls that Peyton Lee has dealt. There's ducks on the pond for Caleb Daniel here in the top of the first.
And I'm not saying that Peyton Lee won't get hit or can't get hit or YD is incapable of putting balls in play and making this Wareham defense go to work, but he's not making them have to right now. I mean, Ethan Ball had the fly out to the left fielder, but the 3 base runners, none of the 3 put the ball in play.
And YD came into this game with just 14 walks on the season, and that ranked 9th in the entire league. So not a team that really is known to get the base on balls, but Peyton Lee is struggling early on. The designated hitter, Caleb Daniel, flies this one to the left side, trailing out of play. Apple gave it a look, but it bounces in front of him for strike 1.
It was a long run for both Hipsky at third and Apple coming in. Originally, off the bat, I thought there was no chance it was going to stay within the park, but it did. Just a very long run, plenty of foul ground on that left side.
Early trouble for Peyton Lee, looking to work out of it. Daniel 0 for 4 against Chatham, but he takes down low for ball 1. Still searching for his first hit of the season. That game against Chatham was his first with the Red Sox. Junior out of Georgia Tech. Teammates with Wareham's Drew Rogers, who's on the bench tonight. The 1-1. Smoked into left center field. Apple on the run. That ball's going to drop. Hops off the wall. 2 runs have come in to score. Pulling up to second. Standing is Daniel. Coming home is Gooden, and he makes it in there. It's a bases-clearing double for Caleb Daniel, and the Red Sox make a statement with 2 outs. It's 3-0.
How about that for your first hit of the summer if you're Caleb Daniel? 2 outs, bases loaded, and Lee, who had struggled with his command, bases loaded, nowhere to put. Daniel forced to pitch in there and give the designated hitter credit. Clobbered it.
And all of those runners aboard got on there because of a walk or a hit by pitch. So really self-inflicted wounds for Peyton Lee. Brady Dallimore, the catcher, now at the plate. Takes a first pitch ball. The pitch count now up to 27 for Lee here in this top of the first.
And 3 runs. YD approaching Dallimore batting 7th and already a mound visit.
And rightfully so. It has been a struggle so far for Peyton Lee. Let up 1 run against Katuitt, and Adam, once again, Wareham is down early. They have not been able to land the first blow in any game so far this season.
Yeah, it's tough when it's an offense that you're swinging from behind so often, and this offense has really struggled with the swing and miss. Talking about the Gatemen, and it does take the wind out of the sails a little bit when you're facing early deficits, because regardless of how the rest of this inning finishes, this offense is playing from down 3 already.
No doubt about it. It's a rough showing for the Gatemen. They did let up 5 against Hyannis here in the first inning in the season opener and lost that game 5-0. So not like the Gatemen haven't been in this position before, but definitely looking for a little bit more fight this time from the offense when they get their chance in the bottom half of the first. But the catcher, Dallimore, at the dish in a 1-ball, no-strike count with Daniel over at second after the 3 RBI double. Lee is still having trouble finding the zone. It is quickly jumped to 3 balls and no strikes.
Rougher and rougher if you're Lee. First base open here, I guess.
And exactly that. It's a 4-pitch walk. It is the 4th walk of the inning. 3 base on balls, 1 hit by pitch. And just more traffic aboard. First and second now for Brock Kettleson, the center fielder.
Yeah, and the top of the YD order was the part that wasn't really all that productive. Souders hit by a pitch and then a fly out and a strikeout. And then since then, it's been the 4 through 7 guys that have started to truly beat Lee.
Kettleson flies the ball into shallow right field. That one is going to drop. Daniel coming around second. The throw home is way offline. Dallimore's going to move up to second base, and he gets in there before getting tagged out by Garcia. Tried to put a swim dodge on, but Garcia applies the tag. Still on the play, Daniel comes in to score. So it'll be 4-0 YD here at the end of the top of the first.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nice job by Levi Clark you go up the line and you know the guy at third's going to be fine. Go to second with it and take the out.
4 runs across for YD here in the top half of the first. Wareham with plenty of work to do when we come back here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Wareham in another early hole. YD puts up 4 in that top half of the first, and the news doesn't really get better for Wareham. They have to go up against the best staff in the Cape, a 2 ERA for YD, and it'll be Easton Teal towing the slab today for the Red Sox.
And how about this? Because talk about some comparisons. Peyton Lee gets the start for Wareham, off to a rough start, but the guy that had a 10-plus ERA during the spring, Easton Teal, not that. Friday night starter for Oral Roberts and was spectacular. A 3.2 ERA, a 4-3 record, plenty of work, and he's riding certainly a hot finish to his spring, and he brings it on to Cape Cod.
Certainly nasty. Won 7 innings, 3 times. He'll face the leadoff man for the Gatemen. Foster Apple takes up high the order tonight. For the Gatemen, looking a little bit different for the first time this season. There's no Chris Ramirez and no Caden McDonald in there. Foster Apple to lead off. Then it's Jason Wax, Levi Clark, Nate Nowitzki, as Apple pops one up into shallow right. That dunks in for a base hit. Foster Apple, back-to-back games for a hit. Start things off for Wareham here in the bottom of the first.
Great job by Apple, punching it the other way. Big Souders tried to attack, come in on it, but nice piece of hitting. And Foster Apple, despite the day off, after a 3-hit day against Brewster, kind of picking up where he left off.
And to finish off the order, Tony Lira, then it's Braden Kersey, Cohen Nicolai, the DH tonight down in the 7th hole, Lincoln Garcia, and Cade Elam to round things out at 8 and 9. Jason Wax at the plate, the lefty searching for his first hit of the season. It has been a rough start for the man who just transferred over to LSU from Tulane, 0 for 12 with 6 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch, cut on and missed, 4-strike 1, and Wax is a guy that batted nearly .330 over 2 seasons with the Green Wave. The potential is more than there. You're just hoping at some point he can get out of this early slump.
I know he was great with Tulane, and there's a reason he's headed to LSU, just trying to figure it out this summer. And Ryan Smythe and this entire coaching staff for Wareham truly believes in him, and that's why he continues to bat at the top of the order day in and day out for the Gatemen. But they're looking at for that first hit at an RBI against Brewster. Thought that might be what allows him to turn the page, but still hitless.
2-1 cut on, tipped into the glove, foul. 2-ball, 2-strike count with Foster Apple over at first base, who has been a huge bright spot for this Wareham team after starting 0 for 6, is now 4 for his last 6. The 2-2. Strike 3, another K for Jason Wax. The number up to 7. He is now 0 for 13 on the season.
And if you're Ryan Smythe, you also might need to think about moving him down in the order. Potentially a little bit of pressure being right there in that top 3 every day. But Foster Apple does his job, gets on base, and then momentum reversed right away.
The reason he's up there was because he hit like a guy who deserves to be up there throughout the college season with Tulane. And again, plenty of reasons why he is going to LSU next year, but just struggling to find it early on. Levi Clark at the plate, and you see the numbers there. It has been a struggle for Wareham overall. 48 Ks as this is a tailor-made double play. Call to the bag, steps on first, throws over to first base to get the double play. It's a 6-3 double play to end off things here in the bottom half of the first, and it is 4-0 Red Sox going to the second.
Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lava.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
4-0 here in the top half of the second between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Here's the defensive alignment tonight for the Gatemen. Levi Clark behind the dish for the first time. Interested to see how he does. Yesterday for the Gatemen, it was Drew Rogers. Then you go left to right on the infield. It's Nowitzki, Garcia, Elam, and Lira. First time that we have seen Nowitzki over at third base. And then left to right in the outfield is Apple, Wax, and Kersey. First time that Kersey is out there in right field.
Yeah, very interested about Braden Kersey. Way out of Mercer, headed to Tennessee. Seen him DH, seen him play first base, but moved to the outfield.
First pitch from Lee misses at the top of the zone. It was a very rough start for Peyton Lee. He retired 2 of the first 3 batters in that first inning and then issued back-to-back walks, a 3 RBI double from Caleb Daniel, and then just more free passes really hurt him in that first and allowed YD to quickly put 4 on the board.
Excellent. Put out from Clark throwing to second after Brock Kettleson tried to move over to second on the throw. Damage could have been worse.
A lot worse. That is for sure. It's the 9-hole hitter. Phoenix called the shortstop to start things off. Lines the ball past the third base glove of Nowitzki. It's a leadoff single for YD here in the top half of the second. They pick up right where they left off, and now the top of the order coming to the plate.
Certainly not ideal. 9th hitting shortstop and call that just put very good barrel on the ball and pulled it down the left side. A lineup card turns over, and it's a Whitey offense that's good, but not unbelievable.
Really been the pitching that's carried them through those first 4 games. A big cut and a miss from Jake Souders, who reached base on a hit by pitch on the first pitch of this game and then came around to score for the first run. 5th
in the league in runs per game, 9th in on-base percentage, so it's not overwhelmingly dominant lineup up and down.
Call going to second. Here's the throw down. It's on the money. And they get call stealing. A nice throw by Levi Clark. And the defense helps out Peyton Lee. There's one down.
Talked about earlier the Red Sox seeing what they could do, how they would test Levi Clark. Without Drew Rogers getting the start defensively today. And first time they tried to steal, Clark lost on the transfer that time. Very well-placed, well-timed throw.
That was a really nice job by Clark. And for Lee, just looking to calm down, he threw over 30 pitches in that first inning of work. This ball's lined straight up the middle. Back-to-back singles to start off the inning for YD. They're ready up now to 4 hits on the day, and it is just the top half of the second.
Start to wonder, A, when is someone going to start to get loose in that left field bullpen? Still no arms up for the Gatemen, but also when will YD maybe get a little less aggressive on the base paths? Because you get someone thrown out to end the inning in the first, and you could have 2 on and no out now in the second. You're already holding that 4-0 lead, so why be that aggressive in this situation?
It certainly could be bigger at this point, and maybe that is the rationale. We're already up by so much. Why not start trying things out? It's so early in the ball game, and obviously plenty of baseball left to be played. Souter skimpers back to the bag. Came around to score in the first. Ethan Ball, the second baseman, at the plate. Flew out into left field for the first out of Peyton Lee's outing last inning. Souders will try. He goes over to second. The throw this time is offline by Clark. It bounces off the foot of Souders. It's a successful stolen base, the second of the game for the Red Sox, and a runner into scoring position once again here in the second.
They're not listening to me, Dan.
And for right reason, because it worked that time.
Did. Scoring position, and not Clark's best throw, but Garcia closer to first, where if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss, but still an easy bag to take.
Ethan Ball lays off it, another 3-ball and no strike count. That has really been a large part of the story for Peyton Lee so far. 4 walks and on the cusp of dealing number 5. He does exactly that. It's a 4-pitch walk to Ethan Ball, and if you're head coach Ryan Smythe, it really does feel like you got to get someone going here. Yeah. This is clearly not Peyton Lee's day.
A couple of guys heading down left field line. A lot of the relievers for Wareham, their day is going to be getting started very early, just the top of the second.
Powerful Vanderbilt bat of Brody Johnson at the plate takes a first pitch strike. Runners at first and second for the Red Sox with 1 out. And really the bad part for Peyton Lee is all 4 runs that scored last inning came with 2 outs on the board. He was close to getting out of the inning as well.
1 strike away before Evan Takeuchi on deck right now, drew a walk.
And once again, just struggling with that control. Up to 44 pitches now in just an inning and a third of work.
40% Peyton Lee pitches have gone for strikes.
Certainly not ideal for the Gatemen. Missing a lot cross body. Trying to get a lot of these righties for the swing and miss stuff, and when he's come inside, missing on that inside part of the plate, the location simply has not been there so far. The displeasure of Peyton Lee and the rest of this Gateman team. The 2-1, give a check over on second base just to let Souders know that Lee's keeping a look. Steps back into the box now. Johnston does, looking to wreak some havoc here in a 2-ball, 1-strike count with Lee deals. Flips the top part of the zone for strike 2.
If you would have said that YD would have a 4-0 lead in the top of the second, you'd almost certainly say that Brody Johnson had a part in it, but
so far in this game, not at all.
The strikeout for Peyton Lee was Brody Johnston. This is outside, and this has been another problem for Peyton Lee. YD has just forced him to throw a lot of pitches. Plentiful amount of full counts in that first inning, and once again here in the second.
And Johnston, one of two hitters that Lee retired.
Payoff is lined into shallow center field. That ball gets down. Souders is sent around third base. There is going to be no throw. It's an RBI single for Brody Johnston, and YD pouring it on early on. It's 5-0.
Well, you said Brody Johnston hasn't had a part in this lead. Well, he did just there in making sure the Red Sox padded their advantage. 5-0. Saw a ton of pitches from Peyton Lee, and then punches it opposite field.
Now the same exact scenario to Kevin Takeuchi that Brody Johnston had. First and second with one out. Takeuchi walked, came around to score last inning. And Lee clips the outside part of the plate for strike one. There is some arms getting ready out there now in the Wareham bullpen. Definitely not what Ryan Smythe wanted in this game, but might have to happen here early on as Lee's still struggling for control. It's 1-1.
Big Schweitzer, the first arm up and throwing for the Gatemen down the left field line.
Lee with that miss, up to 50 pitches and only 21 of them being strikes. 1-1. Down, misses, balls in one strike. Second time that Wareham has trailed here at Spillane 5-0. That was against Hyannis in the home opener, and they went on to lose that game 5-0. All of those runs scored in the first inning. Big cut. Takeuchi gets a piece. The count goes to 2-2. Another long count for Peyton Lee. It has been a lot of effort for him to find outs here early on. Ball at second, Johnston over at first after he brought home Souders for the only run across so far in this inning. Lee fires and misses down low. It's back-to-back full counts once again. Takeuchi in the same spot as Johnston.
Nowhere to put him. Have to pound the zone with one away.
YD had bases loaded back in that first as well, and Lee looking to avoid that. Third base runner was going over, and it's a walk regardless. It doesn't matter. The bases are loaded once again, and this time it'll be Tommy Gooden, the first baseman, that gets step up to the plate.
Silver lining for Wareham, it had the day off yesterday. Got the chance to reset. Bullpen got an extra day off. Unit that has been used plenty throughout the first 4 games.
Bases loaded. The first pitch to Gooden misses in the dirt. Walks have been a huge problem for Lee in this game. He has issued 5 walks, 1 hit by pitch. Just an inning and a third. Lee is set at the belt. He now deals. Pitch is foul back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And you mentioned it, Adam. It is hard for this Wareham offense to work out of such big holes. They've been put in this spot a couple of times now this season. This is the 3rd time overall that they have trailed a game 5-0.
Hey, you even look at it in the first inning. Off base hit by Foster Apple. He does a nice job, but then with a 4-0 deficit, Jason Wax follows it up with a strikeout and then ground into a double play.
Breaks for the Gatemen, the 2-1, and here's another one. This ball lined into center field. A sliding play from Wax. He does make the play. Coming in to score on the sacrifice fly is Ball. It is 6-0 YD. And the silver lining there that time, Adam, is that now there's 2 outs on the board and a nice play from Wax.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the main
the designated hitter, number 6,
thing to take away is Peyton needed an out, and he got the out. So you never really want to give another team a run, but in this particular instance, I think he would trade too.
Caleb Daniel fouls the first pitch foul, and Do remember, though, YD scored all of their runs last inning with 2 outs on the board, and it was because of Caleb Daniel launched a shot into the left center field gap, a 3 RBI double that cleared the bases, looking to replicate.
Just a reminder, that last flyout was the first out that, because of Lee, the only other one was when pitcher got caught stealing, or when Cole got caught stealing.
Imagine if Phoenix called in steal. This inning could be a lot worse than it is. This ball's piped down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a chance for Lee to get out of an inning where he's let up 2 runs. Certainly could be worse depending on this at-bat, and Wareham just hoping they don't have to go to the bullpen here in the top of the second. Lee set at the belt, fires. Cut on and missed for strike 3 by Caleb Daniel, but YD scratches across 2 more here in the top half of the second. It is 6-0 here at Spillane Field, the largest home deficit so far this season for the Gatemen, and you're watching it all here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
6-0 ball game here at Spillane Field. YD putting up 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second. But Adam, a couple days ago at Brewster, this was not the case for the Gatemen. They fell 5-3, but it was a tight one down the stretch. Bullpen couldn't get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Wareham came back, a nice come-from-behind effort, tied the game, but then pretty shortly after, Jacob Lee, the catcher, goes yard, gives Whitecaps 1, and then they tack on another insurance run and takes it the first time in its home crowd, in front of its home crowd.
Wareham winless on the road so far this season. They will have a chance to break that tomorrow at Hyannis, and the Harbor Hawks also 1-3 currently in the West Division, so that game a big one. Hyannis taking down the Gatemen 5-0 here at home in Wareham's home opener. Teal back on the bump. It's the count 1-1. Nate Nowitzki at the plate over at third base today. Has played in 3 games so far this season. Did play against Brewster. 0 for 2 in that one with a pair of walks. Finds himself in a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
That's a struggling Hyannis Harbor Hawks team. Since the win here at Spillane Field, 2 straight losses and currently trailing Brewster 3-0 late in that matchup. So, chance to try and pounce on a struggling Harbor Hawks team.
And for all playoff implications, it's only the 5th game of the season, but
sure, yeah,
that last spot in the West, that last 4th spot determines whether in the playoffs or not, and currently that's a battle between Wareham and Hyannis, so a big early season battle tomorrow on the road.
Anytime you're playing big, the way the start of the season kind of shaped out, like Gatemen and Harbor Hawks could be close in proximity in the standings. They certainly take a closer eye on those division matchups.
Teal bounces one in the dirt. In that first inning, Foster Apple led things off with a single. Then Jason Wax struck out, and Levi Clark grounded into a 6-3 double play. All momentum Wareham had. Teal fires payoff. It's fouled out. Back
You can keep
by
that foul
Nowitzki.
ball, courtesy of attorney Glenn Hannington.
And it does feel like this Wareham offense is missing the presence of Chris Ramirez and Caden McDonald, two guys that played with the Gatemen last season, really made an impact, came back for 2026, but we're both hit by pitches, and we have not them since. And Nowitzki works the leadoff walk.
Back-to-back innings where Wareham has put the leadoff runner on. It's just now what do you do? Because first inning, Jason Wax struck out, and then Levi Clark grounded into a double play. So
Arizona.
a good start if you're the Gatemen, but now what do you do after?
Take a look at the YD defense. Dallimore behind the dish, left to right in the infield. It's Johnston, Call, Ball, Gooden, and then left to right in the outfield, Takayuchi, Kettleson, and Dowders. Takayuchi, his first start of the season for YD out there in left field, and then Call over at shortstop. Has not played the shortstop position in his first 2 years of collegiate ball. Back-to-back stops, or back-to-back starts for him, shortstop role for YD.
Not being tested. It's kind of what summer ball can be. Test out some different positions. Plays second a lot, right side of the infield guy, and trying to work his way over to short, extend, show some range, show some versatility, flexibility for CLA. Back to Westwood, fall in the spring.
Tony Lira at the plate. The first baseman has been a bright spot in this offense for Wareham, the only Gateman that has a hit so far in every single game. All of those have been singles. One an RBI single. That's on a pitch upstairs. Count goes to 2-2 against the Oral Roberts starter, Easton Teal. More than experienced, 77 and a third innings pitched this past season, and a 3.26 ERA. Some of the best stuff in 14 starts. 2-2 pitch. Misses. That one gets away from Dallimore. Going over to second base is Nowitzki. So it's the first runner into scoring position tonight for the Gatemen here in the bottom half of the second.
Big opportunity for Tony Lira. Driving a run or to chip away at this lead. It's a long game. But we've seen Gateman's bullpen be plenty capable of shutting the door.
Lira lines a ball down the left field line. It's fair. Coming around third is Nowitzki. There's going to be no throw from left field. Lira into second base standing. It's an RBI double for Tony Lira, and the Gatemen are on the board. It's 6-1.
Great piece of hitting from Tony Lira. Right down the line, fair ball. Nowitzki was already into scoring position after the pass balls, so easy opportunity for Nowitzki to score, no throw, and Wareham on the board.
A nice job of situational hitting right there from Tony Lira. And now Braden Kersey going to look to follow it up here with Lira standing over on second base and nobody out in the bottom half of the second. First pitch he cuts on and misses for strike one. Just the third time this season that we've seen Braden Kersey at the plate. Started against Hyannis, was 0 for 3, and then came in as a pinch hitter. The opener.
Yeah, all 4 at-bats, strikeouts. Kersey already behind 0-2 for a guy that was very good for Mercer this past year in a designated hitting role.
So good that he was named a first-team All-SoCon player in that designated hitter role, adding 325 with 21 bombs. The 0-2 pitch just misses on the inside part of the plate. It's 1-2. Tony Lira standing at second base after the RBI double.
No outs. You don't want to get too aggressive if you're Tony Lira. This ball gets put into play. Don't want to run into an out on the base paths like YD's done.
Deal with just a waste pitch on the outside part of the plate. And Wareham just looking to chip away in this game. The lead now standing at 5 runs after YD put up 4 in the first, 2 in the second, all off of starter Peyton Lee, and you would expect that his day might be done. Ground ball over to second base. Ball Fields throws to first in plenty of time. A productive first out of the inning. Lyra goes over to third, so now the second run of this game for the Gatemen, just 90 feet away with one down.
Exactly. We mentioned what this bullpen is capable of. Against Hyannis, Harbor Hawks put up a 5 spot in the first, and then bullpen tossed 8 scoreless innings. So today, every run matters. Hyannis playing Wareham in that game, but another opportunity.
Cohen Nicolai at the plate, chops the ball over to third base. Johnston throws to first for the out on the play. Lyra comes in to score, so it's an RBI ground out for Cohen Nicolai, his second run batted in of the season after he had the home run against Chatham, and it's 6-2.
Job put in play. It's a Wareham lineup that has consistently struggled with the strikeout this year, and back-to-back times where Kersey, a guy that's really struggled in that category. He puts the ball in play, moves the runner, and then Nicolai does the exact same thing.
And that's what you call situational hitting.
Yep.
Gateman doing a nice job of Lyra being over at second base with nobody out. They use 2 outs to get him home, and there's 2 runs on the board in this inning. Lincoln Garcia, the shortstop, at the plate. Was 0 for 5 against Brewster with the strikeout. He has been a mainstay of this order for the Gatemen with plenty of pop in the bat. Finds himself in a 1-ball-1-strike count. Garcia transferring from Texas Tech over to Texas upcoming season. Longhorn squad that will look to make more of an impact in Omaha with Garcia on the squad as Heel bounces with the dirt. Balls and 1 strike. Gateman doing a nice job in this inning of falling back, matching YD's 2 runs in the top half. Garcia fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Easton Teal.
Yeah, a guy that bat has started to come off or about rally.
Chops a ball over to short. Call Fields over to first in plenty of time. That's how things end in the bottom half of the second. After the first 2 runners get aboard, 3 straight outs for the Gatemen, but in that time, they bring home 2 runs. A nice cut into the lead for Wareham. It's 6-2 going to the third here on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Alyssa Watling, intuitive, called to the bullpen here in the top half of the third for the Gatemen after just 2 innings of work. Peyton Lee out of this game and Jake Schweitzer looking to provide some length for the Gatemen.
Yeah, the 6-foot, 200-pound right-hander from Louisville, originally by way right outside of Louisville in Hurstbourne, Kentucky. Guy making his second appearance on the Cape, and his second outing, Dan, the primary objective, stop the bleeding. Peyton Lee, 2 innings of work, 5 hits, 5 walks, 6 runs, all 6 earned. Schweitzer back on the hill, but this time it's the first at home in 2026. He tossed 1 inning in the season opener at Catuit, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, just 1 of the 4 were earned. However, a walk and 2 punch-outs for the right-hander.
5-pitch mix for Schweitzer, leads with the sinker at 37%. Then it's the cutter at 28, changeup at 11, along with the fastball, and the slider rounds things off at 9%. Bottom of the order for YD, 7-8-9 here in the top half of the third. They've put up at least 2 runs in the first 2 innings of this game. Schweitzer facing Brady Dallimore, the catcher, to start things off. Finds the zone for a first pitch strike. Just wasn't Peyton Lee's day. Had 6 earned runs come in, 5 walks, and 5 hits. Just couldn't really command the zone, and YD pounced.
Yeah, Schweitzer trying to get some help from his defense early on. First pitch popped up.
A mile-high pop over to the third base side, and it drops. Originally, it seemed like it was Nowitzki. He made way for Garcia, had trouble with it, and the ball drops in on the infield. That is a nasty error on the infield for Wareham.
Yeah, and we just talked about Jake Schweitzer's first outing when he wasn't really helped by his defense. 4 runs, just 1 earned. And that was in the frame where things really started to get away from the Gatemen against the Kettleers. And Schweitzer, more of the same in the second.
And since it didn't touch anyone's glove, that one goes down as a hit. So it'll be Brock Kettleson, the center fielder, and it is now back-to-back innings for YD where they have had the leadoff runner on, looking to cause some damage once again. A 6-2 ball game.
And it's a hit, but
it shouldn't be a hit.
That should be an out. That should be an out. That's big Schweitzer and the pop up to the left side of the infield. Either one could get a read on it.
Chopper over to the first base side. Lyra fields. He will tag the runner this time, that being Kettleson. Moving over to second on the play is Dallimore. So 1 down. You thought for a second that there might have been some more defensive miscues there, but Lyra does a nice job of getting Kettleson.
Yeah, just apply the tag, get out of there, let the runner go to second. You don't need to burn and try and fire to second. That's a disaster waiting to happen. So Wareham gets the out and trying to battle back a little.
9-hole hitter Phoenix Call at the plate. Shortstop singled to start off the second, but was caught stealing. Tasers a ball over to Garcia. He fields, throws to first. Nice job there by Garcia, and Lyra puts 2 outs on the board, and it feels like finally the Gatemen are close to having their first scoreless inning of the game on defense.
Absolutely. Helps with facing 7, 8, 9 hitters. Now you get to the top.
But this inning really should be over at this point.
No, absolutely.
After Dallimore reached on a pop-up that dropped on the infield. So Jake Souders to the dish for the 3rd time in this game. He's come up in every single inning, getting his fair share of plate appearances in this one. He might even end up with 6, maybe even 7 at the end of this game.
Exactly. Producing plenty of soft contact off the mound.
He 1-0 smoked into right center field. Dallimore is going to come in easily, and it's a 2-out RBI on a runner that should have never reached base for Jake Souders. It's 7-2.
Tough one for Big Schweitzer because it goes down on his record as an earned run, but in reality, that should have been a 3-up, 3-down for the reliever, and those are the kinds of errors that talked about in a few different positions. Lack of a better term, take the wind out of the sails.
Founders with a successful day at the plate so far. 2 for 2 with the hit by pitch. Both those hits have been singles. The 2-hole hitter Ethan Ball at the plate walked in the second, came around to score for the 6th run of this game. Schweitzer fires. Uses ground ball over to the right side. That goes out. Ball, a talented freshman. He's on the All-ACC freshman team. Has been making an impact so far. 2 for 7 today coming into this one. Chatham with an impressive win. They finally get on the board. The game is not over, but it is 15-0 over Katuitt in the top half of the 6th. I know the Anglers are winless, but if they blow that one, some serious concern for Dennis Cook's squad. I don't think it'll be that, so it looks like we'll have no winless teams remaining in the Cape after today.
What an impressive bounce back on the off day for Chatham.
And Dennis Cook did say that there might have been practice yesterday after the loss on the off day because they started 0-4, and that not confirmed, but there were rumors that Chatham was getting their guys together to correct things after the slow start, and clearly whatever they did worked, up 15-0. Slow ground ball over to second base. Elam throws to first, and the Gatemen are out of the inning, but YD has scored in every single frame so far. They score 1 here in the 3rd, and the Gatemen trail by 5, heading to the bottom half here on Cape League TV.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom half of the 3rd here at Spillane Field, and the Gatemen trail things 7 runs to 2, and it has not been a good start by any stretch of the mean, and it is not going to get easier against this YD Red Sox squad that coming into this game had a league best 2 ERA. That now a couple of ticks higher, but they have really been dominating on the bump.
Absolutely, and when this is your 5th starter, Easton Teal, a guy that has serious mid-major experience where he has played very well at Oral Roberts, quite the luxury. I mean, you see it time and time again. Guys that get heavy workloads in their spring seasons do not make it to the Cape, to summer baseball in general, but Easton Teal threw a ton of innings for Oral Roberts, and now he's back here pitching deep into this game.
Cade Elam will start things off for Wareham here in the bottom of the 3rd. 9-1-2 up for the Gatemen. Pitch misses inside, and Elam, along with Wax, 2 guys that are still searching for that first hit so far this season. Elam 0 for 7 heading into the game.
About half the at-bats is Wax, so a guy that not an everyday starter so far.
Rounds the ball over to first base. That will not be the first hit.
Nope.
Gooden steps on the bag for out number 1.
Plum came in as a pinch runner against Brewster, so making his 4th appearance, but really only 3rd game where he's in the starting lineup.
But
now 0 for 8.
A real bright spot for Wareham has been Foster Apple, been finding it lately. 4 for 6 in last 6 plate appearances. Takes first pitch ball. That includes a single, which started the game for Wareham on offense today.
A great hit to start this game.
Guys a ball into center field. Kettleson doesn't have to move. Loves it for out number 2, and it's 2 quick outs on the board for Easton Teal here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Easton Teal has thrown 38 pitches, and right now in his 3rd inning. trying to finish it. Peyton Lee had 40-plus pitches in just his first inning. So not the kind of start that you wanted. Lee finished with 62, or a much quicker second frame. But still, the quick outs kind of what have made the difference between Teal and Lee. Starters.
Wax at the plate now, struck out in the first inning. Still looking for that first hit. 0 for 13. He's in a hitter's count here. It's 2-0.
Nice job. See a couple of pitches. Second time facing starter Teal. Got to see 5 pitches on that first at bat.
It's a 3-0 now. Maybe a chance for Wax to base by way of the base on balls. Heel set has not felt walk since the second, and he finds the zone for strike 1 in this count.
And now Wax to take your foot off of control. Be ready to attack here. 3-1 with 2 outs.
Bounces on it. High chopper over to second base. Ball does a nice job playing it defensively and gets Wax over at a 1-2-3. Bottom half of the third for Easton Teal and the YD Red Sox. They are in control, leading this game by 5 as we head to the 4th here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Welcome back. Top of the 4th at Spillane Field, and Yarmouth-Dennis has dominated Wareham 7-2 with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Jake Schweitzer returns to the hill for the Gatemen. And Dan, he hasn't really gotten to pitch with a ton of run support.
Certainly not, and you see it right there. Heading into today, Chatham and Wareham tied for the fewest runs scored, and I'll tell you one thing, Chatham not in that spot anymore. They're up to 16 runs now, so make that 26 for them on the season, and Wareham just up to 12. It's really been a struggle, and no Chris Ramirez, no Caden McDonald. Wareham definitely feeling that.
Middle of the order for YD steps to the plate, facing Schweitzer, the reliever, back out for his second inning of work out of the pen, relieving the starter Peyton Lee. It begins with the third baseman, Brody Johnston. First pitch, he takes, called strike. Schweitzer, honestly, outside of a 2-out single from Jake Souders, was very good in that first frame, but after the ball that was blown high, the infield grass, balled to the dirt right behind Lincoln Garcia and Nate Davitsky. The Red Sox work Dallimore around the base paths and back on another one. Red Sox yet to have a scoreless inning so far today. Schweitzer's pitch inside for a ball.
This is really unprecedented run production that we've seen from YD. They're just one run away from tying their season high of 8. That's only been in 3 innings.
Yeah. 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Popped foul, right side. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Brody Johnston, the infielder from Vanderbilt, does have 1 home run so far this summer. Steps in here with the bases clear. 2 stairs. Count runs full to the leadoff man, and that was a large part of what ultimately led to the demise of the starter Peyton Lee. Was too many full counts and lost way too many battles. He ended with 5 walks.
1 hit by pitch as well. Just got way too behind.
3-2. Pitch inside. Ball 4. Johnston aboard for the second straight time after a strikeout in the first inning. Third time through the order for YD. Up Kevin Takeuchi, left fielder from USC, making his Cape Cod debut. Third trip to the right-handed batter's box, Dan, but yet to record an at-bat after 2 straight walks.
Doing a good job, and there's a reason that this guy is on this squad. He led Southern California this past season in walks, and already demonstrating that here with YD.
Elite plate discipline from Takeuchi. Originally from San Diego, pitch he takes outside. Not a guy that hits for a ton of power, still 10 home runs, but certainly a presence that you want to keep off the base paths. 14 for 15 on stolen base attempts for the Trojans. 1-0. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. A USC team, Dan, that made a lot of noise in the NCAA tournament. Did not host a regional, but advanced out of it. Got to the super regional round, bowed out there, but USC kind of exceeding the expectations heading into the postseason.
Without a doubt, another team that's exceeded expectations beyond is North Carolina. They are undefeated out in Omaha, playing for the College World Series the first time since 2007.
Takeuchi lines it into left field, down for a base hit. And third hit of the day allowed from the reliever Jake Schweitzer. There's 2 on and no out in the top of the 4th.
Well, and there you go. There's the first hit of the season and first recorded official at-bat for Takeuchi. Does a nice job serving it out into left field, and more trouble for Wareham. They have not been able to produce a clean inning so far in this game.
Trying to pitch to Wareham's first scoreless frame of the day. Pitch to Tommy Gooden, high chopper right side, gloved by Lira, takes a peek at second, and off to the bag himself for the first out of the inning.
That's a great out if you are YD. Chopper over to the right side eliminates the double play. You move both runners into scoring position now, basically the equivalent of a sack bunt right there from Gooden.
Now the dangerous Caleb Daniel, who broke this game open in the top of the first. A bases clearing double. Struck out his last time up. Right on left. Schweitzer with a pair in scoring position. The offering. Outside, ball 1.
The infield in for Wareham here. Even in a 5-run game, they want to keep this as close as possible. Got to hope it works out for them.
I know the count. Schweitzer taking off a couple of suggestions from the catcher Levi Clark. Pitch. Just misses the outside corner. Ball 2, Clark making his first start as the catcher. Played first base against Brewster a couple of days ago. Obviously the Gatemen with the league-wide off day yesterday. Back in action today at Spillane Field for the 3rd time. Wareham 1-1 in those 2 matchups. Duo is punched out. Opposite side, 1 run is in, and Takeuchi gets the stop sign. So a 1-out RBI single, and the Red Sox extend their lead. It's 8-2.
There's just no stop. There's no stopping of the bleeding right now for Wareham. They have let up a run in every single inning, and put simply, you're not going to win a ball game that way.
So Johnston comes in to score after leading off the inning with a walk.
And there's more damage here to be dealt with. I mean, Dallimore is a good hitter. He had a single to lead off the 3rd inning. Came around to score. I mean, you look up and down the roster, sure, YD really hasn't hit bat well this season, but there are a lot of talented bats in this lineup.
And one of them, Brady Dallimore, 1-for-1 with a walk and a single that he scored on his last time up. Runners on the corners. Pitch. Taken downstairs. Nobody up and loosening for the Gatemen yet, trusting Jake Schweitzer in his second inning of work, making his second appearance this summer. Gabe Wareham just an inning in the season opener against Katuitt. 1-0, fouled straight back. We've made a lot of this starting pitching, and for the Gatemen, if you're looking for a silver lining, Garrett Lambert, the projected starter for the Gatemen tomorrow at Hyannis. He was excellent. 1-1.
And that's a game where you want Lambert on the bump. That's going to be a big one. Hyannis set to drop also to 1-4 on the season. A chance for Wareham to climb out of the 5-hole in the West Division standings. They've been there ever since they lost to Hyannis.
We won the count right now. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner still in the corners. And when you look at what Peyton Lee really struggled with today as the starter for Wareham, it was command. 62 pitches, 27 strikes, 5 walks in just 2 innings, and hit a batter. On the flip side, for Garrett Lambert, that was far from the issue. This ball is crushed deep center field. Wax makes the play on the run. An easy tag from third for Takeuchi. YD adds another 9-2 Red Sox in the top of the 4th.
And really unfortunate for Dallimore there that ball wasn't hit anywhere
Yeah.
else. He piped it and sent Wax all the way back to the track.
And wind in his favor. It's definitely blowing out. It was heavier gusts when this game started. It settled down a pinch, but nonetheless, that is a very long out number 2. Brings up Brock Kettleson. Center fielder from Stanford, had an RBI single in the first, grounded out in the third. Another right-on-left matchup, but Lambert in his first start, 5 innings and just 1 walk and 1 hit. Didn't deliver a ton of swing and miss stuff, just 3 strikeouts across those 5 innings. But for the Gatemen, it was make the hitters earn it, and Katuitt really didn't.
And what he did was pound the zone. And that's something that a lot of these Wareham pitchers have struggled with since Lambert went.
Absolutely. Cold strike, trying to battle back here against Kettleson. Schweitzer just delivered his 31st pitch, relieving the starter Peyton Lee. YD has scored in every inning so far today. Grounded right side and foul. Long inning for Schweitzer. 6th at bat.
Been a long inning for everyone. I mean, YD has sent at least 5 to the plate in every inning.
2-2. Sky to left side, and that's out of play. Apple gives chase for a second, and souvenir for the fans down the left field line. Count still 2-2 against the 8th hitting Brock Kettleson. Two-way from Stanford. 2 inside. Came to YD this summer because he wanted to get more of an opportunity to hit. He made 16 appearances with the Cardinal. Didn't hit a ton. Just 26 at-bats, hit 154. Trying to improve those numbers ahead of a sophomore season out in Palo Alto. 3-2, runner on the move. Called strike 3. Schweitzer rings up Kettleson, and the reliever has his first punch out of the night, and it strands a runner. But not before YD adds a pair to its line. It's the Red Sox in cruise control. 9-2 here at Spillane Field.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Back at Spillane Field for the bottom of the fourth. YD leading Wareham 9-2. In large part, it's due to the starter, Easton Teal, who returns to the hill. Working through this Gateman lineup for the second time, it's Levi Clark to begin things in the home half. And Dan grounded into a double play his first time up. Soft contact induced from Easton Teal.
That was rough. And Wareham put 2 on the board in the second, made this game 6-2. You thought they had a little bit of momentum, and then in that last inning just went down 1-2-3. So really got to pick it up here.
And not a ton of momentum for Wareham today.
Certainly not.
2 runs in the second, but a couple of scoreless frames bookend that inning for Easton Teal. Up early on Clark, and he pops him up right side, out of play. 0-2 on Clark. He's trying to pick up his first hit with the Gatemen this summer. Junior from Tennessee. Hit .242 with the Volunteers this spring. The 0-2. High and tight. Clark bends out of the way to avoid being hit by the pitch. Teal doing a great job with command. Just 1 walk so far, hasn't hit a batter. Trying to make this Gateman lineup earn their bases. 1-2. Grounded left side. Fielded by Johnston. Squares up, rifles to first in time for the first out of the inning. So many ground outs today from Easton Teal. That's now the 7th in the 4th inning.
And for Easton Teal as well, that is now 7 straight batters tired in a row. He's finding his groove here. Wareham lineup.
Brings in Nate Nowitzki with the bases clear. Teal working quickly into the windup. Called strike. Nowitzki looks at it. 0-2 with a couple of strikeouts against Brewster, but did command the zone well otherwise. Did draw 2 walks. Has an extra base hit. Pitch outside. 1-1 on Nowitzki. Redshirt sophomore from Arizona. Very, very good with the Wildcats in the spring. Trying to put in play. One of the worst, you just saw it, a swing and miss so far in 2026.
Hasn't been a huge problem tonight. 1
Yep.
coming from Wax, but they were averaging 12. Coming into this game, not ideal.
1-2 with 1 away is fouled straight back. Nowitzki stays alive in a 2-strike count.
Really makes it hard to win a game when you're striking out an average of 12 times and your pitching really can't give you that much support.
1-2. Outside. Nowitzki continues to battle. batting cleanup today after a hitless day against Brewster, but Ryan Smythe having to play around with this lineup a little bit. Two, swing and a miss. Now the second strikeout of the day for Easton Teal, and there's 2 down in the 4th.
We just talked about it. That was not a great swing from Nate Nowitzki as we see a pitching change here coming for YD. The entire YD bullpen on their feet cheering. And Easton Teal's day is going to come to an end after 3 2/3.
All right, we'll get you the pitching change when we return, but Easton Teal does his job. He departs with a 7-run lead and in line to move YD to 5-0. When we return on Cape League TV, the new arm for the Red Sox.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com. Back here at Spillane Field, it's the Swatling intuitive pitching change for the Red Sox. Easton Teal, the sophomore from Oral Roberts' day is done, and he was phenomenal, Dan. But now, Zach Russell time for the Sox.
Let's do it. Heading to Mississippi State. And Zach Russell is someone that was magnificent this past season. A high-leverage guy, 25 appearances, all out of the bullpen, 32 innings pitched, a 2.53 ERA. Just absolutely nasty stuff for him out of the pen, a 3-1 record. And he thought it was tough for Wareham to start this game against Easton Teal. This is one of the best arms out of the YD bullpen.
Just needs one out to retire things in the bottom of the 4th. His first pitch is a strike to Tony Leron. 5-game hit streak for the first baseman, but Zach Russell making his second appearance and his first. Been great. Third, 2 hits, strikeout. The 0-1. We're going to miss.
Seems like a different type of outing so far here for Zach Russell.
Good start.
Still can't get over the entire bullpen. We're on their feet cheering for him the entire time that he was warming up out there on the bump. Big support from the YD pen for Zach Russell.
0-2, grounded foul. Easton Teal's day is done, and he did not leave a runner for his reliever Russell. His line's final. Easton Teal gets the start, goes 3 2/3. It was his first start of the summer. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned 1 walk and 2 strikeouts as Russell gets Lira to chase well out of the zone for out number 3. It warrants an applause from his bullpen down in right field. YD cruising. We're through 4 at Spillane, and it's the Red Sox on the high road, 9-2.
1, take him 1.
It's been a windy day here at Spillane Field with gusts as high up to 33 miles per hour. I was talking to Nate Ewing, the bullpen coach of the Gatemen, and he broke down how this kind of weather impacts the game, saying that winds that blow outward towards the field are great for hitters, not so great for pitchers and fielders, though. We saw how this impacted the Gatemen directly in the top of the third. A Brady Dallimore pop-up could have been maybe an out on one non-windy day, but for this one, it was leaving the Gatemen scrambling, and Dallimore went to first base safely. Now on the other side, when they go inward, the winds go inward rather, it's great for the pitchers. They're able to get great control of the ball where they're able to have really high speed pitches, and it also brings a lot of direction as well. That could also leave your hitters scrambling. We'll see how this type of weather is going to impact the rest of the game. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to send it back to the guys.
Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com.
All right, back here for the top of the fifth, YD leading 9-2. Jake Schweitzer returns to the mound, Dan, and his first inning solid. His second, he's looking for a bounce back in his third.
Yeah, I just have one objective here for this Wareham pitching staff, and that's just not let up a run in an inning.
Yeah,
I know it sounds like a tall order. They have been able to do it so far in this game, but got 9-1-2 coming to the plate. Schweitzer ended off that inning well, a fly out and a backwards K, so maybe some momentum here to bring it to the top of the fifth.
It starts with Phoenix Cole, the shortstop from UCLA. 1 for 2 with a single. Grips it in his right hand, ready to go. Red Sox started out this game very high. 4 runs in the first. First pitch is swung on and skied to center field. Hangs up just long enough for Wax to corral for the first out of the inning.
Good piece right there from Phoenix Call, just to the wrong part of the park.
Yeah, but for the Red Sox, it's not just scoring in every inning. Multiple runs in 3 out of the 4.
And it's just been the Wareham pitching not limiting the damage and hurting themselves. And all those innings where there have been multiple runs, there's been at least 1 walk, and that's just led to unnecessary trouble out there for Wareham.
Top of the order, Jake Souders digs in now. Pitch. Called strike. Takes a slider, and it's 0-1 with the bases clear. Souders, a great day at the top of this Red Sox lineup. 2 for 2, couple of singles, drove in a run his last time up. First time he digged in the right side. Didn't really have to do a ton of work. Got hit on the first pitch from the starter Peyton Lee, who first start is finished. 2 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, all 6 earned. 9-2 Red Sox, the pitch. Side. Schweitzer making his second appearance today. Still nobody up and loosening for Wareham. 40th pitch of the day from Schweitzer after he comes set and brings it down the hill. Devastating slider inside corner, a called strike. Plenty of bend off the right hand of Schweitzer to get this count evened at 2-2.
Nice pitch there. Finish the job here.
No threat on the base paths to the leadoff man, Jake Souders. 2-2, line foul.
Souders has had a great day at the top of the order. He's really been creating for the rest of this YD lineup and been trickling off of him when he gets on base.
And Souder on right field just watched his future teammate take the mound out of the pen. Souders also announced his transfer to Mississippi State earlier this week. 2-2 inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. But
Come on, Gatemen.
for YD, nice to have a couple of guys
Come on, Jake.
start to learn each other. Head to Starkville in the fall. They're playing summer ball together. Popped right side out of play. The 2 guys that dominated at their respective schools. Souders started out at Samford at the mid-major level. And for Red Sox reliever Zach Russell in the SEC at South Carolina, but it's a Gamecocks team that hasn't been great last couple of years. Full count outside, and Schweitzer uses the one-out battle to the leadoff man, Souders.
Schweitzer definitely laboring a little bit out there. There is an arm getting going out in the Wareham bullpen right now. We'll see how long of a leash Schweitzer is given, and walks. That's, you don't want to give Ethan Ball this 2-hole hit or anything to hit. Hasn't had a base knock today. So
yeah, looks like Jackson Hoyt for the Gatemen. Back on first, not in time. Ethan Ball hitless today. Red Sox lineup that total already collected 9 hits. Ball just one of 2. Not have a hit today. The other one being Tommy Gooden. On the bright side, Ball did walk and score in the second. Runner on first, Souter. They have speed for YD. The 0-1 from Schweitzer. Nice pitch, cold strike. All taking all the way. Souter's already with 2 stolen bases this summer. Wiped 17 bags in the spring as a first-teamer in the SoCon with Sanford. 0-2 instead, another check on first. Have to respect the base running ability of Jake Souders. Schweitzer certainly doing that.
Has a stolen base in this game. That came in the second after Paul was caught stealing after a single to start the inning.
Come on, Jake. Let's go, Gatemen.
0-2, the ball still without a hit. The pitch taken inside. Easy take, slider continued to tail inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball from Virginia Tech. Hokies did receive an NCAA tournament bid. Went out to Los Angeles. Played in the UCLA regional. All tournament team as the second baseman. Today getting the start at second as he waves and misses. He's down on strikes. 2 gone in the 5th. Nice shot from Schweitzer, his second strikeout of bingo.
He's doing a good job of not letting the walk affect him.
Yeah.
Just pitching around that. And now just 1 batter away from getting out of this inning with the first 0 of the game. And it would also be the first time that the Wareham staff has faced 4 batters or less in an inning.
Documented. Not an easy out to get. Brody Johnston, first pitch he takes for ball 1. And a rarity, talking NCAA tournament, Ethan Ball going out to Los Angeles. Brody Johnston did not have NCAA tournament experience. Back on first. Souders back safely, but Johnston did not collect that time in the postseason. Vanderbilt, that's a very, very rare that the Commodores missed the NCAA tournament, but they did not make it this year. Called strike. Nice pitch from Schweitzer. But Brody Johnston, not the reason why. He right there, leading the doors with 1,000 plus OPS. Great in a sophomore. Rising junior trying to continue to get better to get Vanderbilt back to the NCAA tournament. These guys went out of play here, behind in the count 1-2.
A couple of Andy guys on the team. Him, Tommy Gooden today in the lineup at first base for YD. And it makes sense. They're out here together, getting closer over the summer. That is a Vanderbilt team that is more than hungry to get back into the tournament, I'll tell you that much.
First time missing the NCAA tourney since 2005.
Such a mainstay in college baseball. It felt weird without them.
1-2 to Johnston. Grounded left side and foul. Johnson staying alive. Said it time and time again. Tough out to get. 333 this spring with Vanderbilt. 78 hits and been great for the Red Sox early on in the summer. 1-2, 2 away. Runner still on first. The pitch from Schweitzer is outside. Gotta think this is Jake Schweitzer's last inning of work. Already thrown 54 pitches. Look at first. Bowder's back safely.
Has to be. He's throwing so many pitches out of the bullpen. Becomes Peyton innings.
Pitch to Johnston is lifted out of play. Right there down the third base side. A couple of fans trying to haul it in.
More of these ABs by D2. Sure, they might not be getting on base every time, but they're pushing the count to 2-2, 2-1, 3-2, really making Wareham throw a lot of pitches.
Second time Johnston has faced Schweitzer. He walked his first time up. This time, though, he grounds it to the shortstop, Garcia, who gloves, goes to first, a high throw, snagged by Lira, but it still ends the inning. A one-out walk from Jake Souders is all YD can muster in the top of the fifth. First scoreless inning for the Red Sox tonight at Spillane Field. We're through 4.5. Wareham to swing it when we return. It's Braden Kersey, Cohen Nicolai, Lincoln Garcia due up for the Gatemen.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Back here at Spillane Field, Wareham trailing YD 9-2. The undefeated Red Sox. For just joining us, well, we thank you first and foremost for taking some time out of your Thursday evening. Gatemen trying to battle back. Low start, just 2 runs in this game, all 2 back in the second inning. Braden Kersey to start things for the Gatemen. First pitch, swings and grounds it to the second baseman, ball. Right, Fields goes to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for the reliever, Zach Russell. Back to the hill, this time with a clean frame.
This is really a struggle for Wareham now. They have gone around the order and 0 for 10 in their last 10 trips to the plate. Really have not been able to muster anything, and Zach Russell's a great arm out there on the bump. He's gotten his first 2 batters out, and seems like the Wareham bats have gone cold.
First pitch to Cohen Nicolai, he takes. Nicolai, a part of one of the 2 runs that were batted in. Zach ground out back in the second inning. Scored Tony Lira after his RBI double, where all of the offense has come from for the Gatemen. 0-1, 1 away. Russell, the pitch. Called strike. 7 pitches, 7 strikes for the reliever headed to Mississippi State, Dan.
25 appearances this past season and a sub-3 ERA for a reliever that has that many outings. This guy knows what he's doing out there.
Right now the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And for South Carolina, where Russell just finished his season. First ball of the day, by the way, off the right hand of Russell. But South Carolina team that struggling, decided to make a change in leadership. Kevin Schnall from Coastal Carolina now headed to Columbia to lead the Gamecocks. But Russell, with coaching change, decided time to put his name into the portal. Stays in the SEC, but goes to Starkville. 2-2. Fouled right side, and Nikolai stays alive. Nice job after being behind 0-2 from the designated hitter today.
Good fight. That bad, and something that Wareham needs. It's a lot of easy at-bats. The YD staff.
2-2. Fouled back. Nikolai getting the start at Spillane Field, and feels like he likes the spot. Did not play against Brewster, but first home run of the season for the Gatemen came right here off the bat of Nikolai against Chatham. One win rather. Gatemen have collected this season. 2 misses inside. Nikolai shifts the body, avoids being hit, and the count runs full. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out, YD. Just blanked in the top of the 5th. First scoreless frame that Gatemen pitching staff has tossed, and Nikolai works to walk. 1 out base runner for Wareham in the bottom of the 5th.
First base runner to reach for Wareham since the bottom half of the 2nd. It has been a while, and that was Tony on the RBI double that made the game, at the time, 5-1.
Brings up Lincoln Garcia, 1 away still. Runner on first. Nikolai not a base stealing right over on the right side. Pitch outside to Garcia. So trying to maneuver around the base on balls. Garcia 2 for 17, making his 5th start of the summer. Pitch, looped right side and foul. Ball 1 strikes. Garcia also trying to find his footing after an excellent spring. The summer, though, he struggled. 6 strikeouts, no walks. Well, I just got the free pass. He's on first. 1-1. Garcia checks his swing. The appeal down. Sam Finn at first base. He says he did not go. So the count 2-1. All 7 of Russell's opening pitches were for strikes. As it's a broken bat to the left side, a chance for 2. Call to ball. Goes over to Gooden, and it's in time. 6-4-3, so after the 1-out walk, the reliever Russell faces the minimum. We're through 5, and YD has a 9-2 lead over Wareham right here on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com. Back here between the Gatemen and the Red Sox, and it has been dominance for Yarmouth-Dennis today, Dan Shalam.
Certainly has. It's been all YD from the very jump of this game. They throw up a 4 spot in that first inning. and then they just keep following it up, keep pounding this Wareham pitching staff that has really had trouble. 2 runs in the second, a run in the third, 2 runs in the fourth, finally a reprieve. They put up a 0 in that top half of the fifth, and a new pitcher on the bump as well for Wareham.
Yeah, it takes us to our Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and after Jake Schweitzer's day is done, he provides 3 innings for Wareham, relieving Peyton Lee. It's Jackson Hoyt out of Florida.
Big lefty standing at 6'3", 210. Has pitched once this season for Wareham. That was against Hyannis. Through 2 scoreless innings in that game, so Wareham hoping he can replicate here, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and then this past season at Florida, pitched just 7 1/3, where he let up 11 earned.
Facing the 4, 5, 6 hitters for YD. It starts with Kevin Takeuchi, left fielder making his debut on the Cape out of USC. 1 for 1 with 2 walks. 5'10" senior. Things off, behind in the count. Now ahead, 2-1.
Hoyt did a really nice job against Hyannis. A couple of strikeouts, 36 strikes for him on 54 pitches. Worked efficiently in that game.
Was a part of that bullpen performance for the Gatemen that was nearly flawless. I mean, 8 scoreless innings.
Gets lost in the shuffle because Wade Walton lets up 5 in that first inning. But really, Wareham locked it down. They gave the offense a shot for the rest of the game. That has not been the case here today, trailing 9-2.
3-1. Fly ball, right center field. Wax moving towards the gap. And he makes the play for the first out. Good start for Jackson Hoyt, retiring the cleanup man, Takeuchi, for the first time today.
And that's 3 in a row retired now from the Wareham staff. That is their longest streak of the game so far, so starting to build some momentum.
Peyton Lee makes his first start, gives Wareham just 2 innings. Tommy Gooden digs in for 1, outside for ball 1. Gooden walked in the first, had the sac fly that brought home a run in the second, and then grounded out to the first baseman his last time up. That was in the fourth. He swings and grounds it left side past a diving Nowitzki, and it rolls into left field for a 1-out base hit. And Tommy Gooden joins the hit column for YD. And now 8 Red Sox hitters have collected a base knocker more.
The only one that's missing is the 2-hole hitter, Ethan Ball, but Nowitzki was kind of playing on the grass over there at third base, and the ball was slapped over and hit his glove. But he was playing just a little bit too in, snuck past him, and now some trouble against Caleb Daniel, who was supposed to hit here, but it's a pinch hitter coming up for YD. The plate.
AJ Scooby, the infielder from South Carolina, but heading to transfer Texas Tech. Announced it a week ago. Pitch he sees, he takes downstairs.
And the change makes sense here. Lefty Daniel was going against the lefty Hoyt. YD wants to get a righty in the box.
So Caleb Daniels' day is done, and he was spectacular. Had a bases clearing double in the first inning for his first hit, and then singled his last time up. So a 2 for 3 day from Caleb Daniel. He departs with 3 RBIs, more than Wareham's overall total. Top of the 6th, Gatemen with just 2. 1-1 count. Hoyt pinch hitting KJ popped right side, out of play. Daniel was the designated hitter, so nothing to shuffle around or maneuver defensively if you're Yarmouth-Dennis. So
that's a natural switch. Well, I mean, it makes sense. No change defensively. You get a better matchup. Runner at first. Or thinking about the 10-run rule that comes into play in the 7th inning. All things to consider.
Pitch downstairs. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Like that, 2 balls, 1 strike. Left on right. Hoyt sets and fires. Side. 2 balls. Check that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All right, we're good now.
You got it. I know
2-2.
math is a little bit hard for you, but you're doing a nice job.
We got it. Left on
Let's
right.
see if you can do it here.
Runner on first. Hoyt the pitch. Side. And a free pass.
So that one's a ball, and when you get 4 balls, you go to first base. That's a walk.
So Tommy Gooden over to second. Daniel on, Scooby on first. So the pinch hitter comes in, works the walk.
More trouble.
From 6th spot, now it works down to the 7th. Brady Dallimore. Pitch, he sees. He takes a half swing and makes contact, but behind him for strike 1. Owen won the count. Middle infield and double play depth, trying to turn 2 and get out of the inning with no further damage. 0-1. Called strike at the knees. Jake Schweitzer finishes his day. He goes 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Left on right to Dallimore. Pitch. It's crushed. Left field. Apple goes back. He's on the run. It's over his head, and 1 hops the wall. 1 run is in. Scooby on his way to third. It's an RBI double for Brady Dallimore. YD takes an 8-run lead. It's 10-2.
Crush that ball. Just to left field. Apple didn't really have a chance. Threw the glove up just to try and disguise it, but a nice job by Brady Dallimore. He has a walk, a single, now a double in this game, and just jumps on the pitch, takes advantage of the lefty matchup, smacks it out there into left field, and now some real trouble for Jackson Hoyt to work around here. Wareham brings the infield in, looking to limit damage.
2 runners in scoring position. Pitch outside, gets away from Clark, and it pinballs off the backstop rather quickly. So Scooby stays put over there on third. And right now, the Red Sox, we've reached the 6th inning, trying to break this game even more open than it already is.
It's not a huge backstop behind the plate here at Spillane Field. There's not very many places for the ball to go, and it's padded behind the plate as well, so it bounces off pretty well. So probably a smart decision to stick over.
1-0 fouled straight back. Kind of evens 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're Levi Clark, you have to love it.
Oh, for sure. Why wouldn't you? If you're Wareham right now, you're also loving it. Not that it really matters right now. You're down by 8 runs. You're still looking to avoid the mercy rule. 7th.
1-1. Fly ball, center field, whacks back, continues to backpedal, and he makes the catch. 1 run comes in, 2nd out made. Scooby scores from third. And Kettleson does his job. Makes it a 9-run game. Red Sox lead it 11-2.
That ball was crushed again into center field. Sent Wax all the way back, just a couple steps away from the fence. A nice job to move both runners. And you really want to avoid this last run if you're Wareham. We haven't seen it so far this season, but the rule in the Cape Cod Baseball League, if you're trailing by 10 runs after 7 innings of play, you lose by way of the mercy rule.
That's Wareham trying to keep it within single digits. The first pitch, the Phoenix call, is a strike. 9th inning shortstop from UCLA is 1 for 3. He was caught stealing back in the 3rd inning. Lone hit. Left on right with a runner on third. Pitch. Side. All 1. Lone base runner is Dallimore on third. One from Hoyt. outside, nearly hits Call. Dead. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Keep it a 9-run game. ID with an 11-2 advantage. The pitch, and this time it does hit Phoenix Call. So the prior pitch nearly drilled the shortstop, and the one that followed, Dan, came in a little too close.
Yeah, that one. Got to feel bad if you're Phoenix Call. He just tried to turn out of the way. Gets clipped. And back to the top of the order for Jake Souders, who has been brilliant today, has reached base all 4 times he's been at the dish.
Spectacular for Samford this past spring. 56 average, 46 RBIs. He's got 2 on right now with 2 outs. The pitch outside. Wouldn't be surprised to see Phoenix Call be on the move. And move another scoring position and take away the force out at second. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Boy, just struggling. Find the zone right now. Definitely a little bit rattled after got the first out of this inning to center field. Everyone's reached base or back fly by Kettles.
2-0. Fouled. 26 pitches from Hoyt, 12 for strikes. Here in the top of the 6th. Second call out of the pen for Ryan Smythe and company. After the day off yesterday, plenty of arms with the Gatemen. 2-1. Up to A3.
Really, at this point in the game, no reason to burn anyone that you want tomorrow against Hyannis. That's going to be a big game. That's an important game. This one seeming out of reach, barring an improbable comeback. And you definitely want to win that game tomorrow.
3-1. Outside, ball 4, bases loaded in the top of the 6th. And that is the 5th time that Jake Souders has reached base today.
You and I had the line earlier, maybe 6, 7 times he was going to be up there. He's only 1 away from that 6th.
Yeah.
Could get to 7, you never know. And he has, again, we talked about it earlier, just generated momentum for YD. He's been on base every single time. And it's just really hard to win when there's someone in a lineup that's up 5 times. A mound visit here for the Gatemen. Hoyt just wants to talk things over, and there's only one guy in this lineup today that does not have a hit, and it's the man at the plate right now.
Ethan Ball, the second baseman from Virginia Tech. Struck out his last time up. Check that, we do have another pinch hitter. So Ethan Ball's day is done. Now it's Wes Halig. First pitch he takes is a called strike outside corner.
Why do you get everyone involved? Yeah. Why not? Up by 9 runs.
Ethan Ball maybe didn't have his best stuff today, so rare hitless day from him. They go to the junior from Kennesaw State. 69 in the 0-1 count. He swings and misses. Hoyt trying to strand the bases loaded. Gets ahead of the pinch hitter 0-2. Was heading over 300 more than a month into the season, but average started to dip. Guys, the 0-2 pitch up and out of the park for foul ball. Count remains 0-2. A guy that didn't end his spring season the way he would have liked. Now trying to work on his swing, tweak some things, and head back for his 3rd year at Kennesaw State. Much improved swing. The 0-2 outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And another mound visit for the Gatemen. Clark and Hoyt not on the same page. That's been a big problem. If you look at the box score, he's walked back-to-back batters. and is in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Bases loaded. You can go to any base on the infield here. You really just need to deliver one quality pitch here to get your guys back in the dugout.
Wait, still, his first inning of work relieving Jake Schweitzer, right-hander from Louisville. Gave up 3 runs, all 3 earned, across 3 innings. 1-2 with the bases loaded, swing and a miss. So Wareham keeps the lead at single digits, but the Red Sox send 8 hitters to the plate. They've scored 11 runs on 11 hits. It's a dominant performance from the Red Sox, but it's time to check in with the third member of our crew. CeCe Gabriel has more on the matchup.
Within the Cape Cod Baseball League, there are several connections, maybe playing on the same team or being part of the same coaching staff in spring ball. But how about a father-son duo leading the charge for the YD Red Sox are Scott and Jeff Pickler. Scott's been the manager for the YD Red Sox for the last 28 seasons, and he's been demanding and commanding 6 league championships and 7 President's Trophies, and he's been recognized in 2019 with a Hall of Fame induction for the Cape Cod Baseball League. Now, just underneath him is his son, Jeff, who played at University of Tennessee, which led to him eventually becoming part of the coaching staff for 2 different major league teams, the Cincinnati Reds and the Minnesota Twins. Now, here he is. He's returning for YD this summer, and not to mention, too, he's returning to Spillane Field. He was part of the Wareham Gatemen championship team in 1997, where they won everything in the CCBL. Pretty interesting story. Sending it back to you guys.
Thanks so much, CeCe. 11-2, YD leads. Zach Russell returns to the mound at 9-1-2, due up for Wareham. Trying to get a couple back after the Red Sox plated 2 in the top half, Dan.
Really hard when you're just sending the minimum to the plate. It's 3 innings in a row for Wareham where the 3 batters have come to the plate. They haven't scored a run since the second inning. Haven't had a hit since that second inning, and YD has just been pouring it on ever since. Another 2 runs in that top half of the 6th. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The far drive back to Yarmouth-Dennis, I think they would like to get a head start on their way home.
Yeah, well, if they do, it would probably be in large part due to man on the mound right now, Zach Russell, trying to deal another scoreless frame. Came in to relieve Easton Teal, the starter. 3 2/3. Russell got the final out in the 4th, and then worked around a 1-out walk, induced an inning-ending double play to Lincoln Garcia. That was to conclude the 5th. Now, start things in the bottom of the 6th. Kate Elam, who swings and lofts it out of play right side for strike 1.
Elam only 1 trip to the dish tonight. Ground out over to first base. Elam, he looked promising. He had a .297 average in his freshman year with Louisville, and he's trying to build on that. Was really a standout for that Cardinals team down there in Kentucky in the ACC.
Hasn't had that same success this summer. 0 for 8 in his 3rd start with the Gatemen, and waves and misses for strike 3. So Wareham down on strikes, and Gatemen and Russell has his 2nd of the day.
Not a great swing there from Elam. Russell's been mowing down hitters like there's no tomorrow right now. Top of the order, Foster Apple, with just 1 of 2 hits tonight for Wareham.
Yeah, and he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball. Just the 4th strikeout of the day for Wareham, but through the first 4, they were averaging 12 a game. Step in the right direction, starting to put the ball in play. Apple hasn't had that issue lately. Had 3 hits against Brewster a couple of days ago. Started this game with a leadoff single back in the 1st, but facing the reliever Zach Russell for the first time today. Russell's pitch is down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Apple, the left fielder from Stetson. For a long pause, Russell fires out into the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just the difference in this game, Dan. YD, 3 players with multiple hits. Wareham, as an entire team, has 2 hits. 2-2 from Russell. Bounces away from the catcher, Dallimore, and the count runs full.
And you can pin the struggles on the pitching all you want, but even if YD have runs in this game, the offense is still not.
We're all playing that complimentary baseball. 3-2. Called strike 3. Apple went to shed the shin guard because he wanted to take the walk down the first base line, but it's back-to-back punch-outs. This time, he sends Foster Apple to third base dugout looking.
It's nasty from Zach Russell. He has just been straight dealing. Base the minimum. He has just been amazing in this game, up to 3 strikeouts.
Brings up Jason Wax, another guy that trying to get back on the right foot. 0 for 2 today, 0 for 14 this season. Batting second for the Gatemen, bottom of the 6th. Russell's pitch. This is outside, ball and a strike.
Jason Wax, just hoping you can find it at this point.
Absolutely.
It's only been 5 games. I mean, 10th of the way through the season. Plenty of time left, but you're just even looking for some more quality at-bats. It doesn't have to be hits. Just work a walk. Put a ball into play. All of that potential is there. There's a reason this guy is headed to LSU next year.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that this is an 11-2 game. Jason Wax gets a hit here. That's very good news for the Gatemen. He skies it to right center. Hangs up for the center fielder, Kettleson, to make the 3rd out of the inning. And we're through 6. YD with an 11-2 lead. When we return on Cape League TV, it's the 3-4-5 hitters due up for the Red Sox.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
We've reached the 7th inning here at Spillane Field. Dan Child with you alongside Adam Hipsky in an 11-2 ball game where the Red Sox lead the Gatemen. We take a look around the Cape and some interesting scorelines. Chatham finally getting that first win of the season, 17-2 clobbering of Katuitt.
Yeah, 15 hits for an Anglers offense that has been struggling mightily, but they certainly put it together at Veterans Field.
The other one to look at, Brewster and Hyannis gone final. All the other games still active, but not a big one because the Harbor Hawks are going to be at 1-4 heading to tomorrow. Seems like Wareham will also be 1-4, both tied for that final spot in the West.
Yeah, 3 straight losses for the Harbor Hawks heading into a matchup with the Gatemen. So Wareham, a team that has riddled with injuries early on. Not a great start, but trying to get back.
John Beverly, the pinch hitter here to start things off, takes a big cut and a miss for strike 1. He comes into the game for Brody Johnson, the third baseman. Johnston was 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a walk, and really YD just emptying the bench at this point in the game, and why not? Get everyone involved in a 9-run ball game, and certainly they would like to get out of here early, just one run away from being in mercy rule territory. It's still Jackson Hoyt on the bump, and he got hit around a little bit in that 6th inning, led up 2 to make this an 11-2 ball game. Finds himself in a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Here in the top half of the 7th, the pitch dropped over the left side foul.
And this is an important inning for YD, whether they think that, oh, we need to try and get out of here as soon as possible, but the more arms that you can save, everyone on the Cape about to embark on 4 games in 4 days. Saving as many arms as possible is important. So cutting this game from 9 innings to 7 innings is still big. It might not look like it right now when you have 10 arms in your pen, but when you get to Sunday ahead of a league-wide off day, that's where it could come back to cost you. But nonetheless, Whitey still wants to get some guys more reps.
And a leadoff walk.
Yep.
Issued by Jackson Hoyt. The mercy rule run now stands over at first base, and you mentioned that.
Well,
YD has consistently, and that is, of course, if Wareham does not score in the bottom half of the 7th. YD has been averaging about 3 pitchers a game. That's been what they've been working with. If they can get out of here just using Easton Teal and Zach Russell, that's a huge win for them, especially the way that Russell's been pitching. You would expect he's out there for the bottom half of the 7th.
100%. And still a spot like the Red Sox, if you farm, then give another guy another day of rest. It's a long summer, Dan, but we've talked about it. It's still a sport.
I mean, we're 10% done today.
Yeah, so guys that can take the extra day off and rest up after getting another day yesterday, it's going to help YD as the season starts to pick up more and more.
And Hoyt is struggling once again with the control at 2 balls and no strikes. Going against Takeuchi. It's a strike at the top of the zone, and Takeuchi, great game today for him. 1 for 2, pair of walks to start off the game. Came around to score all the way back in 4th inning. The time that was the 8th game for YD. Big cut and a miss for strike 2. Wareham travels to Hyannis tomorrow. Then they will host Harwich for the first time, playing the Mariners this season Saturday before a trip out to Falmouth Sunday. All those games here on Cable and the Gatemen YouTube channel. Excited to bring you all of those before the league-wide off day on Monday, and then a whole matchup against the Orleans Firebirds. First time that Wareham and Orleans have matched up before a trip out to Harwich. So just 2 games in between. Mariners and the Gatemen playing twice, each at their respective.
It's still interesting playing Hyannis twice in such possession early in the year. Be interesting to see for the first time how the Gatemen adjust from game 1 to game 2, the same opponent, because the way that the Gatemen finished against the Hawks was certainly positive. 8 straight scoreless innings, go down. It's just an early deficit.
Takeuchi called for strike 3 on the outside part of the plate for out number 1.
23, Tommy Goodwin from Vanderbilt.
And the Tommy Gooden, the first baseman, now at the plate. Single back in the 6th. Walk in the 1st.
Pitch from Hoyt. Ball bends on the inside corner. Freezes Takeuchi and back to the first base dugout. Good bounce back from Hoyt after surrendering that leadoff walk.
A check over on first base on the runner. It seeks past Lira, and going over to second on the play into scoring position is John Beverly. Just more errors for the Gatemen. Actually, yesterday or against Brewster was the first time they had no errors, the first time this season, and that now broken.
And right now, Wareham, even earlier today, popped up left side of the infield between Garcia and Hipsky, the two on the left side, and followed in between the two on a routine pop-up.
Runner into scoring position with Gooden at the plate. Takes a strike, which makes things 0-2.
Yeah, outfield for the most part's been good, but for Wareham over the course of this summer, there's a lot that they would like to clean up on the infield.
The 0-2 from Hoyt. Got on and missed for strike 3, so it's back-to-back Ks for Jackson Hoyt after giving up the leadoff walk to Beverly. With 2 down, it'll be Scooby to the plate, who came into this game last inning for Caleb Daniel.
That did enough. His last time up, walked and scored. Now trying to bring a runner in.
Smacks the ball to the left side, and it goes through the legs of Nowitzki. Getting the send is Beverly. He's going to make it home without a throw. And it is 12-2 YD Red Sox.
And not a great piece of hitting. Rolls over on one to the left side. Nowitzki just pulls his head up, starts looking towards first base, and splits the wickets. Red Sox now with that 10-run lead.
So really that run also should have never came across. It was an error on Hoyt on the pickoff attempt, and then an error on Nowitzki leads to the run coming home. First pitch is put out of play by Dallimore, the catcher. So
Come on, Gatemen.
Not a clean day defensively.
Clean. That's it.
Offense hasn't been great. 2 runs on 2 hits.
And Hoyt was really working a good inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. Felt like he was in a good spot to induce a ground ball. This ball's tasered into the right field corner. It's going to get down. Dallimore chugging over to second base. Going over to third on the play is Scooby. He will stop there. So it's second and third now with 2 outs. Loud contact there from Dallimore.
Yeah, back-to-back double for the catcher. Now a 3-hit day. So the 7th hitting catcher, Dallimore, has totaled more hits than all of Wareham's lineup today.
Doesn't sound great when you put it that way.
Yeah.
It has not been a great day for Wareham, indeed. Kettleson at the dish, takes a first pitch ball on the outside part of the plate. Runners at second and third, so now the Gatemen will need to score a run in the bottom half of the inning if they are to continue this game. They have not been run ruled so far this season. Hoyt laboring up there on the bump. There's nobody up in the Gatemen bullpen. It is Hoyt's inning to finish with 2 outs on the board. Really just a sluggish start. Season for Wareham. This pitch runs in and nearly clips Kettleson. It has not felt easy. It has not been easy today for Wareham on either side of the ball.
You knew it pretty early on. YD 4 runs in the first. 6-0 Red Sox by the time the 4th hitter in the lineup came to the plate for the Gatemen.
There's the walk. The bases are loaded for the 3rd time in this game for YD. There is some rain starting to come down here at Spillane Field. Some light drizzle so far, but fans in the ballpark starting to pack up those chairs, put on those hoods, try and stay as dry as possible. You and I up here in the booth get that VIP access.
I know,
nice
we're okay.
And shaded. Chilling up here, but that the rain just stays off and doesn't cause too much of a problem. 9-hole hitter Phoenix call at the plate, who takes a first pitch ball. Bases loaded here in the top half of the 7th. YD scoring a run in every single inning of this game. This is inside. Every Gateman pitcher that has towed the slab today has allowed at least 3 runs. Some of those for Hoyt in this inning will be unearned because of the 2 errors in the field. One of them he is responsible for. Finds the zone for strike.
And only using 3 pitchers at the minimum. Obviously, Wareham can still use 4 in this game, but those 3 pitchers is probably a good thing. But with how deep all 3 guys have had to work, I mean, Peyton Lee, starter with 62 pitches, Schweitzer 55, Jackson Hoyt's now tossed more than 60. You're kind of eliminating those guys for at least the next 4 games at the minimum.
Probably not pitch again in this 4-game stretch, as that one bounced in front of the plate in front of Clark. He can find it, and YD not sending the runner home. Really need.
Yeah, no need. Don't run into the 3rd out. Especially,
but there is, the runners will be on the move here. There's no place to put Phoenix Call with the out full, the bases loaded, and 2 outs. Runners already going. The payoff got back to the screen. Foul.
What a great start for the Red Sox. And I know we talk a lot about Gatemen side of things, but this is a very good YD team that has been extremely good defensively, especially on the mound. Offensively, they've done enough.
Pitch misses upstairs, and Hoyt walks in the run. 13-2. Season high in runs today for YD. Their previous was 8. I came in here. And now visit dugout. Wareham as try and settle down Jackson Hoyt. Arm is starting to get going out there in the bullpen. You would hope that for Waraham's sake they don't have to use it tonight.
Get one more out. Move on. Flush it. Not a great day by anyone. 2 Wareham hitters with a hit. I guess if you look at that as the bright spots, but other than that, it's been a very ugly game. Pitching not great, defense below average, a couple of errors, one that probably could have gone down as one, but technicality with scoring, and it's like, you know, now you just try and get out of here for tonight and stay healthy. Gatemen team that has been plagued by injuries early on. 2 guys that probably had, you know, highlighted heading into the season are not in the lineup today because of injury. So.
The rain definitely starting to pick up now here at Spillane Field. Coming down a little bit harder than before. Top of the order, Jake Souders. And he is hit by Jackson Hoyt. The only positive I can give you from that is Souders has reached base in all 6 trips to the plate. So a very, very productive day for him. The OBP sky high, and another run across. It's 14-2.
And for how good this team is, it's funny that you bring up on-base percentage because, and like Jackson Hoyt stays done. But you look at on-base percentage, that's actually one of the areas where they were not great. 9th in the Cape League. There's a 327 OBP.
And Hoyt out of this game, the rain coming down, a
reflection.
More than positive vibe here at a less than positive vibe, I should say, here at Spillane Field. As a pitching change on the mound and a 14-2 ball game with the bases still loaded and 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th. 3 across and more action to come on the other side of this break here on Cape League.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
So as the rain continues to fall here at Spillane Field, Finn Edwards toes the slab for Wareham, looking to stop the bleeding, just end this inning. Ninth batter coming to the plate for YD in this inning. Bases are still loaded, and 3 have come across here on the top of the seventh.
Yeah, another Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. Finn Edwards, 6'7", 210 righty, making his second appearance in as many games. His third of the Cape League season. His last was against Brewster. He went just an inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. No walks, no strikeouts. It was the go-ahead home run from Jacob Lee, the Whitecaps catcher. So back out on the mound trying to finish this inning.
And just one pitch needed for Finn Edwards to get out of this.
Yeah, fastball pitcher, 2-pitch mix. Fastball nearly 70% of the times. Feels like more. Slider just above 30.
It's Wes Halig back at the dish. Came into the game as a pinch hitter 6th inning. Good ball 1. Halig struck out in the 6th. That ended off the inning. It's back 2-hole here in the 7th.
Force out any base, get out of the jam. Turn to the bats, try and extend this game.
Wareham will need at least 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th to keep this game going. 3, I should say, 2 to end-run game, but you need it to be single digits.
Yeah. YD
3
has tacked on, you use the term insurance, but in terms of trying to make sure this game is done in the 7th inning, they have tacked on a couple more. And not a great day for Jackson Hoyt. Line is not final. All 3 base runners his responsibility still, but he leaves with just 1 2/3, 5 walks. So 5 walks and 5 outs for the reliever.
5 walks matches Peyton Lee, the starters. We'll count 2 outs, runners on the go. Strike 3 down the middle. So Edwards comes in and gets the out, stops the bleeding, and Wareham's going to need 3 runs in the bottom half of the 7th in order to keep this game going here on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Wareham trailing by 12 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Going to need 3 runs to keep this game going, and YD makes an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen.
Cooper McMillan, 6'3", 200-pound sophomore from Kennesaw State, making his second appearance on the Cape. And it wasn't a great first one. Got just 1 out, gave up a hit, 3 runs. All 3 were earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts, and 1 home run. Primarily a starter at Kennesaw State, 16 appearances, 14 first starts.
First pitch is hit into center field. On the run to make the play is Souders, the right fielder, on Levi Clark, the catcher. And 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
And McMullen gets the 7th, but his only job is get 3 outs and prevent Wareham from scoring 3 runs. You see it right there. YD trying to finish this game off, used just 3 pitchers. Zach Russell was great in relief today.
And McMullen has been doing a great job on the first 2 pitches that he has thrown. It is Nate Nowitzki at the plate right now for Wareham, needing 3 runs to keep this game going. Quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Russell enters for the starter, Easton Teal. Goes 2 1/3, doesn't allow a hit. No runs, 1 walk, but 3 strikeouts. And great day heading to Mississippi State. If you're a Bulldogs fan, you certainly liked what Zach Russell showed.
No doubt about it. He was dominant in this game. Didn't face more than the minimum in both the innings that he pitched and closed out that 4th. Feels like time ago with
Absolutely,
the way that YD has been putting up runs. Foul straight back to the screen. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wareham will look to get after it tomorrow in Hyannis at a scheduled 6 p.m. start. Be a fun one as the Gatemen look to bounce back, and Nate Nowitzki looking to carry some momentum into tomorrow, lines the ball into left field for a 1-out single.
On base for the 2nd time today, Nowitzki's been fine offensively. Had an error in the field, but walked his first time up, came around to score, and then that base hit.
Now batting the first baseman,
That
23,
is
Tony
the
Lira
3rd
from
baseman of
Arizona.
the game. Gatemen. ID with 12. Lira at the plate. He is one of the guys that does have one of those 3 hits. RBI double back in the 2nd inning. Wareham scoring both of their runs in this game back in that 2nd inning. This one trickles past Dallimore easily over to second. Is Nowitzki, runner in scoring position. Gatemen, but they're going to need more than just that one. They're going to need 3 to come across here in the bottom of the 7th. Rolling.
Yeah, but you kind of talked about it. You want to build momentum for tomorrow, but each of these individual players need to build separately their own momentum, because not a ton of guys. Tony Lira, one of the few that's been a consistent hitter for the Gatemen, but outside of him, everyone kind of feels like they're all slumping, and it's all coinciding at the same time.
Lira and a 3-ball, no strike count. Here's pitch. Catches the outside part. Strike 1.
For Cooper McMullen, guy that pitched plenty deep into games, tossed 6 innings 3 times for Kennesaw State. But this time around, eating just 3 outs, but having a little bit of trouble with middle of the Gatemen order.
So the run needed in order to keep this game going comes to the plate in the form of Braden Kersey, the right fielder. Back-to-back runners aboard for the Gatemen here in the bottom half of the 7th with 1 down. 2 ground outs, both to second base for Kersey in this game, who is still hitless on the season at 0-9. Takes a first pitch ball at the bottom of the zone, and this is a guy that the Gatemen are also waiting to come alive. First team All-SoCon player at the DH position, the .325 batting average and 21 home runs. Takes a strike.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head, Dan. Kersey, heading into today, was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts and hasn't been great since.
Takes inside for the ball.
This is one of those games that collectively everyone kind of knows it's one that you need to flush. No facet was great, but the beauty of baseball is even if you are losing 14-2 and could fall to 1-4, you don't have to wait long to play your next game.
Chatham today, a perfect example of that.
And dominant for the Anglers, who coming into tonight were the only winless team, and then absolute dominance from Chatham.
17-2. For the Kettleers of Cotuit, team that Gatemen lost to 5-0 in Cotuit. Big cut and a miss, and Kersey's down on strikes. Gatemen down to their last out if they are to not score 3 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And Cohen Nicolai hit a home run last time at this park, a home run here. Would keep this game going. 2 outs.
He's a power hitter. 407 feet into left field when he hit his big fly against Chatham. An absolute monster shot. And if he hits one here, it would keep the game going, that's for sure. He has had quality at-bats, a walk, and an RBI ground out in this game. He's been a bright spot and flies the ball to the right side, out of play. His approach at the plate is something that the Gatemen have been lacking, really working deep into counts, getting those quality pitches. He has been a good example of that so far this season.
The last time up, walked all 8 pitches, a 2-strike count at 2-2. Continued to battle.
And now the Gatemen down to their final strike. 1 ball. Strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Bottom half of the 7th. The YD dugout and bullpen gets loud. The pitch. This is down low. Count goes to 2-2. McMullen just 1 pitch away from losing out this game. And YD getting an early start back onto the Cape. McMullen deals. And talked about it. Fly's not a guy that goes down easy. Fouls it back to the screen.
Not at all. And warned his approach back in the 2nd inning. Pulled it to the left side of the infield. Got an RBI ground out.
Flap start once again, as the 2-2 just misses, and the YD bullpen out in right field outraged after that. They're going crazy after that. They thought that was strike 3. Runners will be on the move here with a full count and 2 down in the bottom half of the 7th. And Wareham down to their final strike. Everyone gets loud once again. The payoff pitch from McMullen once again fouled off. 7th pitch of the at-bat right there. This will be number 8 coming up.
Tell you one thing for certain, that YD bullpen's ready to take off in a dead sprint from right field.
What do you think their 40 dash is? Think they can get in sub 5, maybe?
of 5.
They are pitchers. They're
Tough.
not speedsters.
Yeah, they're not.
They are doing a two-handed clap out there in right field, trying to will McMullen and the YD Red Sox to victory.
As opposed to a one-handed clap?
They're doing 2 all together in 1, but they're going over the head with it. That's the difference. The payoff, strike 3 on the corner, and the ball game is over. And like you mentioned, those YD Red Sox bullpen arms immediately dash off into center field, and it's time to celebrate if you are YD. They are 5-0 on this young season and defeat the Gatemen 14-2 here in Wareham, and all of them are going to come right in. You're going to see it in a second. A dominant performance for YD as they cruise to a win here at Spillane Field.
Yeah, need just 7 innings. It was more YD dominance. 5-0 on the year.
There you
Offense
go.
was
There
good.
they all are, running on in, all with the hoodies on. Excited to get the win.
Absolutely. Bullpen was good. The starter, Easton Teal, gave them some stability. Not something they've lacked, but something that was welcomed once again for the Hall of Fame manager, God Pickler. So the Red Sox moved to 5-0, and Dan, the Gatemen need to get back in the win column sooner rather than later with a matchup with Hyannis looming.
And that's the good news. You can rinse, repeat, and do it all again tomorrow night. Wareham, a 14-2 loss here at Spillane Field. It is their second defeat of the season here at home, and they will look to bounce back against a Hyannis squad that is also struggling at 1-4. A battle for the 4th spot in the West Division looms tomorrow for the Wareham Gatemen, but they are unable to get the job done here tonight. A 14-2 defeat in 7 innings, the first Mercy Rule defeat for Wareham this season. Some thank yous to give out on our broadcast here tonight to our entire production crew, led by executive producer Jocelyn Mejia, for our sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel, my partner Adam Hipsky, Dan Shalam, leaving you here from Spillane Field, 14-2 of the final as YD improves to 5-0.